Saira, this evening I have the honor and privilege to visit Tabakit Roadside Center to interview and to have conversation with three very important persons. On my right in the middle is Mrs. Ramsaran, who is the present chairperson of Tabakit Roadside Center for the last 3 years actually. On her right is her husband, Mr. Ramsaran, and of course on her left is her son, Mr. Ramsaran. Mrs. Ramsaran, how did you first come in contact with Satya Sai Baba?
I first came to know about Baba through my children because they were involved in the Sai organization. They started at an early age and then they're taking part in the different activities. We accompanying them because we were invited. For example, when they are going to Nagaru, they would ask us to go to the different sporting activities, the different conferences, workshops, whatever activity the Sai Center had, I attended. My son came to know about Baba when he started secondary school. That would have been around the age of 12, 13. We were from a Hindu home, but even though we were in a Hindu home, my parents allowed us to go to Sunday school, crusades, whatever religious activity in the village, we participated.
So Mr. Ramsaran, would it be a similar story you would tell us in terms of how long you have known Satya Sai Baba?
Yeah, it's about the same reference to what the madam said. It always used to be like, we more do on the Seva projects. When there's any Seva project, my son will invite me. I used to go and do these projects.
Riddell, can you share with us, how did you first come in contact with Satya Sai Baba?
So my first contact with Swami was when I entered into secondary school and started interacting with our religious instruction teacher, Mr. Habib Jahu, who was also our art teacher. And through his vibrant devotional singing and messages, that is what started and piqued my interest into Sai Baba.
Well, that is so interesting. The famous Mr. Habib Jahu himself, he has recently gone to the great beyond. He remained, from what I remember, with all the Vedanta and so on that he used to teach and practice, he remained a devout Muslim. So, Mr. Ramsaran, what inside of you would have caused you, what feeling would have caused you to gravitate towards Satya Sai Baba?
What caused me to stay with this Sai organization or with Baba is because when you go to do this Seva project and you look at the people that these people volunteering the service to, it's so powerful that you want to know why you're doing this thing. After, so I get to know Baba.
Very interesting indeed. Mrs. Ramsaran, what aspect of this whole movement, before you even became a member, what does it cause you to be attracted so much?
Well, as I mentioned before, I was involved in all the activities. And the Baba's teachings, the 9-point code of conduct, the principles and everything, was what I could identify with. Have ever, heard never, speak the truth, speak sweetly and softly. Those were things that was just normal.
So, Riddell, let me ask, from your personal experiences, if you would like to share any of your personal experiences that you have had with Sri Satya Sai Baba.
It started, I remember the first vision that I had. It's from, I dreamt visiting a place with a marvelous tower, 2 marvelous towers. And it was only after attending satsang, maybe months after, I recognized that that was the stupa that was a gateway to Prashanti. So there it was that Swami transported me to Prashanti Nilayam, and I guess I visited Prashanti early in the game.
Well, that is a profound story, because I know that Baba actually comes to people sometimes as a child, from childhood. That is very interesting. Mr. Ramsaran, can you share with us any personal experience you have had with Sri Satya Sai Baba?
Well, the personal thing is with me, since I start the teachings of Baba and being with Baba, all my bad habits, I leave it.
So, Mrs. Ramsaran, I'm sure it's not bad habits in your case. Give me one example of a personal experience you have had with Satya Sai Baba.
I never had the opportunity to visit Baba, but Baba came in a dream. It happened some years ago, that would have been in the late 90s, where Baba stood on a platform and in his orange robe, and I was sitting on the step just under the platform, and he touched my head and he blessed me.
Well, that's a very interesting answer, because Baba himself says that whenever we dream him, it is not a dream, it is reality. It is reality. So you would have had not just darshan, but you would have had the personal touch of Swami. A lot of people would yearn for that lifetimes and would not have done it. So Ridel, have you thought of any personal experience again that you would like to tell us? Anything different from the last one?
Daddy talk about, miraculously dropping off bad habits. But that, I think, is one of the greatest transformation, greatest miracle that took place in our family's life, or in my life, the transformation of my entire family, immediate family, mother, father, sister, then aunts, uncles, the cousins, all of them started accepting Swami, coming to satsang. Even my grandfather, who was a traditionalist Hindu, I saw him have a little picture of Swami in his altar and doing arati to him. So the transformation that took place in the family, that I believe is the greatest miracle, the greatest experience that I had through knowing Swami.
So let me ask, at this point in your life, have you had any particular life lessons that you would have learned from Swami?
To be tolerant, to be contented, to not judge others.
Mr. Ramsaran, would you like to share?
Yeah. But you have to be comfortable and be content with what you have. What you have, you enjoy it.
So life lessons, Ridel, tell me one or two life lessons you believe you would have learned and practicing now with regards to your relationship with Satya Sai Baba.
Somehow it dawned on me that, and it was said many times, that never ever give up the organization. Never ever give up the name of SAD. So I stuck with the organization for the past 30 odd years. Never missed a satsang. And that, I think, made my life happy. I participated in all the activities that the organization offered. And I remember you yourself saying once in a house satsang that it doesn't matter how much good things you do, and that appealed to me. But it sometimes matters in stop doing bad things. Because I felt that it was easy to do good things, but it's the bad things that you're doing, that is what needs to be stopped, because you said that you're starting with 100%, you're perfect. So why is the need to continue do good things, but we start eliminating by doing bad things? And I live with that philosophy by trying not to do bad things rather than doing good things.
Well, that's a wonderful answer. Incidentally, I'm included in the answer. Thank you very much. The next question is I want to ask. At this point in time in your life, Mrs. Ramsaran, who is Sai Baba to you today?
Sai Baba is, I would say, my guru. He is love, pure love. He is my Jesus and my Lord Shiva. Because he said all forms are one. Any name you call me by, I will answer. He will always be my guide, I always talk to him, believe in him. I know he total surrender where Baba is concerned. I know he looks after my family, my whole family, children, brothers, sisters, and as I said, a total surrender to Baba.
I always found that you were a very interesting person, Mrs. Ramsaran. So I'm going to ask you a question now. I know that you have been exposed to the Christian religion, and you, at some point, you were following Christianity, and you're required to understand and practice Christianity. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I used to work in a Presbyterian school. I used to go to Presbyterian church. I used to go to church, and we always had a tolerance for religion, regardless of whether it's Hinduism or Christianity. And as I mentioned earlier, we always participated in Sunday school and crusade and whatnot. So being attracted to Christianity was just normal to want to go to church, to learn about Jesus.
Do you find that there's any kind of conflict now that you were Hindu, you remain Hindu, you followed Christianity, and now you're in the Sai food? Do you see any conflict in terms of your spiritual growth and development?
None whatsoever. Because all religion leads to God. And all Jesus' teachings, it's Baba's teachings. All Baba's miracles, Jesus' miracle. So I believe that Baba is Jesus.
Thank you. So Mr. Ramsaran, Mrs. Ramsaran has given us a very interesting chronology of her exposure to Christianity. Have you been exposed in any way to other religions?
Yeah, I used to go to Sunday school when I was small, because I used to have Sunday school at the neighbor house. Tell my father, no, kill there. But I said, okay, go ahead, go to Sunday school. Come up, but we still being in doing our prayers and so. But one thing I wanted to say, when you're through with Baba, you have no problem.
No problem at all. Wonderful.
But
So,
Mr. Narayan, I used to go to Presbyterian church. Right? On one Sunday, I went to the Presbyterian church in the morning and went to the Jehovah's Witness church in the evening.
well, what resolutions you would have made over the past years that you found was solid and you kept with it? I know you just described a while ago about bad habits and good habits and so on. Can you think about any other resolutions that affect your life right now which you would have kept?
Eating meat, though, that was something that I vowed not to do, and I stuck with that for over 30 years, stopped eating meat when I was 11 years. And I have principles to not to do certain things. Again, any bad things. As a young person too, there were temptations to go different places, go bad places, go wherever. And I stayed away and that and kept myself occupied with some activities. Obviously, there were challenges. There were growing up now, but because I probably had a strong foundation, things are easier now for me.
So let me ask, who is Sai Baba to you today?
Sai Baba is everything to me. He for sure is. He is my friend. He's my confidant. He is there for me even when I am forsaken. So for me, he's everything.
Wonderful. So, I find it very interesting with this family. Many families have to go, or a member of the family will visit Prashanti Nilayam and so on to renew their faith and sometimes to rekindle the hope and everything. Here it is, I'm speaking with a family who has never been physically to Prashanti Nilayam. How do you do it? Do you think you need to go to Prashanti Nilayam to believe in Baba or to become stronger devotees? Mrs. Ramsaran?
Not at all. Not at all. Knowing him and all what he wants us to be, I strive to be that.
So, Mr. Ramsaran, you think you need to go to Prashanti? Would you like to, or have you missed anything?
No, I don't think I've missed anything going to, because I remember the days when Mr. Yaman wanted to go. Right?
No.
They wanted to go to, they're asking who will go, but in them days we don't have money to do that. So I asked Ridel, I said, Ridel, I want to go. He said, no, I don't, I will see Baba right here.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Ridel, I know you made some attempt to go to Prashanti and then something happened. Do you think you missed out on going to Prashanti, or you're fine where you are?
Well, I think that the opportunity to go to Prashanti is a wonderful opportunity. It arose for me some time ago in a World Youth Conference when I was asked to go, and I went to Swami about it because money was an issue. I think it was just before I got married, so I could have thought about going, but the money could have spent in a different way. And I pondered about it, and I went to Swami about it, and he came again in a dream. And that particular occasion, he gave me Padma Namaskar and said, listen, you don't have to come, I'm always with you. So that was quite cute to say, all right, I wouldn't go on this occasion. But bearing that in mind, there were many things that we did to connect with Swami still. We looked at the videos, we embraced the opportunity to listen to the science students, we took advantage of every opportunity that would keep us close to Swami and Prashanti. So, but unfortunately I haven't gone as yet. But Swami said that it's alright.
Swami says alright. And actually Swami saying it's alright is very interesting, because here it is, I've heard from two members of the family that Swami came in person in a dream and gave you direction. This is not a simple thing. When Swami comes in a dream, it is reality. If Swami comes in a dream and tells you to come, it's to come. If it's not to come, not to come. I remember in my own experience, Swami came clearly and he said, don't come until I tell you. So that is just how it is. Swami is real. But go ahead, Mrs. Ramsaran, you wanted to say something?
When Swami is ready for you, he beckons you. Why I'm saying that, I dreamt that I was buying Swagatam. When I got up in the morning, I had no idea what Swagatam is. None at all. So, when I tell my daughter, I said, you're not dreaming of buying Swagatam. What is Swagatam? Then she said, but Mommy, Swagatam is welcome. You do this song. Swagatam, Swagatam, welcome. So I guess that is when I wasn't going to Satsang yet. They were still in school once in a while. So I guess Swami had, he was calling me. Maybe waiting for I to accept him, giving me little clues, buying Swagatam, then blessing. On more than one occasion, he touched me, healing touch. More than one occasion.
Thank you very much. This is really a great experience that you have been explaining here. It tells me and it reminds me of, yes, going to Prashanti is important, but at the end of the day, Swami himself has said he's like a lighthouse, where the people below the lighthouse, right below the lighthouse, doesn't get the light. Those far away are getting a bright light. I actually learned that, and devotee told me that Swami told him that when I was in Prashanti. Tell me your plans for the future, your future and your relationship with Sri Satya Sai Baba. Mr. Ramsaran, your plans for the future with Baba.
Well, I want to continue being a servant to him.
You want to continue to be a servant to him. Yes, so you have dedicated your life. Thank you very much. Mrs. Ramsaran, your plans for the future, your future relationship with Satya Sai Baba.
Now that I have come to know Sai and what his teachings and how he is directing our life, I have no intentions of deviating from that path. Whatever he teaches is always for our spiritual upliftment, to be a better person, to be divine, to realize that he is God, I am God, and I am divine also.
Thanks. So, Ridel, we would have heard two persons hitting their sannyasine stage, explaining their future plans with Baba. You agree? Hasta, householder, what is your plans for relationship with Satya Sai Baba?
I think it would be the same that I always had while growing up. I would have liked for the whole world to be Sai devotees, but I recognize that Swami didn't want it to be like that, and that is not my intention. What I decided to do is to change my life, display happiness, let people ask themselves, what kind of person is he? Why he's so happy? Why is he so nice? And I think that I have succeeded in transforming a lot of villagers. And at the time, it was called me Swami too. So by me just being happy, by living a good life, I think that people would accept Swami's teaching and ask themselves what it is they could do to be so happy. So, yes.
I'm really impressed with your answer. I'm really impressed with your answer. It reminds me of when I was teaching the Hindu class. I told the other teachers, don't mention Satya Sai Baba. And they asked me why. I said, we must live and practice in such a way that the children are going to ask, what manner of man is this? What does he believe in? So that I can identify with your answer. Mrs. Ramsaran, what advice would you give to devotees of Satya Sai Baba as well as non-devotees of Satya Sai Baba?
My advice to everyone will be just show love to everyone, be kind, treat everyone the way you would like to be treated. For parents, grow your children to respect you and honor you.
Mr. Ramsaran, what advice would you give?
Please be honest and true to everyone that you meet. And always tell them the good things. Don't go into no telling anything bad. Always do good things.
Mr. Ridel Ramsaran, so tell me, what advice would you give to devotees as well as non-devotees?
I think as for Sai devotees, try and let your life reflect Sai's teaching. Work is worship. Wherever you perform your duties, let it be worship. To non-Sai devotees, I would encourage them to stick to their religious path, become more involved in their respective roles in their various organizations, and be good people. Goodliness is godliness.
Is there something else you would like to share with us?
There was one life-threatening incident that I remember Swami saving us from. Because of the nature of my work, we many times goes into the forest, and on this particular day, myself and a colleague, we accidentally tripped a trap gun. A gun that is designed with a cartridge to kill animals or someone on its path. And my friend, he collided with the line and the gun was triggered. Miraculously, this gun didn't shoot off the bullet. When we looked inside, the cartridge was a live cartridge. The pin had hit the cartridge, but yet still, for some reason, that cartridge didn't explode. That would have caused major injuries to us or even death. And I know that was Swami's will, his way of just keeping me alive, and I want to be so grateful to that. So that is one of the experiences that I think was profound in my life. Swami actually saved me from that bullet.
Your final thoughts?
To all our dear listeners, let us be strong in our faith. Let us obey Baba's teachings. Let us make ourselves better for people so that we can have a better community and a better Trinidad and Tobago.
As Sai devotees, keep practicing Swami's teaching. Keep striving to becoming better and better individuals. Keep striving to illuminate how many lifetimes you have to come back here.
Mr. Ramsaran, what is your final thoughts as we come to the end of this interview?
I was reading a book, and Baba say, You determine your life. On this face of the earth, you have to work.
So you determine your lifetime. Wonderful.
Each one of us.
Mrs. Ramsaran, Mr. Ramsaran, and Junior Mr. Ramsaran, it has been an extreme pleasure, honor, and privilege that I have been allowed to do this interview with you all. And I wish you the choicest blessings of our dear Lord, Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Just one thing before we go, I would like to ask you kindly to be pleased together as a family, sing 2 lines of any bhajan of your choice. So as we prepare for these bhajans, Sairam, and let's enjoy the vocals of the Ramsaran family.
Sri Sai Nata Guru Govinda, Sri Sai Nata Guru Govinda, Paratipurishwara Vidya Govinda, Paratipurishwara Vidya Govinda, Prashanti Nilaya Radhe Govinda, Prashanti Nilaya Radhe Govinda, Sri Guru Jaya Guru Vidya Govinda, Sri Guru Jaya Guru Vidya Govinda.